We're here at PostalVision2020 7.0, business not as usual. And well, business is not as usual because of Amazon in no small part. And joining me right now is Cooper Smith. He's a big man when it comes to Amazon at L2 Inc. And Cooper, you've just frightened the pants off everybody with your presentation, everybody's going to go home convinced that Amazon's going to take over the world, if they haven't already. Yeah. They're probably monitoring this conversation right now. But Amazon's driving loyalty through convenience was one of the big sort of central themes of your presentation. Mm-hmm. What do you mean by that, and how do they do it?
Sure. So Amazon drives loyalty in three different ways. The first one is loyalty by convenience, and loyalty by convenience can come in many different ways. So a big part that they drive convenience is through shipping and fulfillment, fast shipping, cheap shipping, also alternative fulfillment methods such as lockers. They've done experimentation in the UK with even having postal carriers even drop off packages at pickup points or in the back of your car if you keep it unlocked. So they're doing a lot of experimentation there. Whatever's convenient for the consumer. They also have convenient ways of purchasing things, one-click checkout. Also dash buttons, which is essentially another one-click checkout method. And so that's the first way that they drive loyalty. The second is loyalty by low pricing. So what we see at L2 is that across all major product categories, if you compare prices on Amazon versus prices on Jet.com or another mass merchant such as Walmart, across nearly all product categories, it's cheaper on Amazon. So that's the second way they drive loyalty. The third is loyalty by supply, loyalty by selection. So I showed a chart up there here at Postal Vision again, saying that Amazon has roughly 16 billion products that are available online, which is far superior to Walmart and some of the other mass merchants. So what Amazon has done is it's bundled all three of these different types of loyalty programs into one massive program called Prime. And so what Amazon is doing is that it's conditioned consumers to know that if I sign up for Prime, I'm always going to get the most convenient shopping experience, I'm always going to get the lowest prices, and I'm always going to get the biggest selection.
So what does that mean for other players in the retail sector? I mean, well, let's go to fashion. You said in your presentation that fashion or apparel is going to be the next hotspot for e-commerce, and therefore Amazon's turning its sights. And I can tell you, I get emails from Amazon daily. They want me to buy my clothes through Amazon. So what's happening?
Yes, I think this is going to be the year in 2017 of U.S. apparel e-commerce. I think this is the year it's just going to blow up. And it's not just Amazon doing it. I mean, Walmart, by extension of Jet.com, just acquired ModCloth, which is an e-commerce native apparel retailer. I think you're going to see a lot of activity there on the M&A side. But talking about Amazon specifically, Amazon is going hard after the fashion space. It set up a dedicated fashion shopping section on its website. But really the reason we think it's going to take off is simply because there's a lot of momentum on the consumer side. So we do a lot of research at L2 in trying to understand when is there a tipping point for e-commerce in a particular category. We all know that e-commerce has gobbled up media sales, book sales, DVD sales. No one even purchases DVDs anymore. It's all just native to digital, right? Same way with consumer electronics, same way with CPG household products such as your detergents and your toothpaste, those things. So how can we figure out what categories are next? And we believe at L2 that there is a specific threshold when there is just too much momentum in e-commerce, and by extension of that, Amazon is going to run away. And that threshold is 20%. So we're at roughly 17, 18% of e-commerce penetration in apparel right now in the US. And that's going to continue to grow this year. And I think it's going to be the year that Amazon really decides, okay, we're going after apparel hard. And one of the ways that they're doing this is also by launching their own private label fashion brand. So Amazon's also a manufacturer now, a manufacturer of women's bras in the UK, a manufacturer of men's dress shirts, a manufacturer of women's dresses, all types of fashion categories. So Amazon's going hard after this space. Whether brands are going to sell fashion items on Amazon or not, Amazon says we're going to sell it.
Right, so are you dressed by Amazon today, Cooper? No.
I am not, no. See, that's a good point though, because not all categories are going to be disrupted by Amazon. Really, it's the categories that are highly commoditized. So as a shopper, again, you think about price, think about selection, you think about fit, you think about size and colors, And the highly commoditized product categories, such as, say, underwear or socks, for example, all I care about as a consumer is that it's going to be less expensive than the alternative option. But when I'm going out for shopping for a men's suit, for example, I'm not going to be shopping on Amazon because I'm thinking about other factors, such as fit, such as how do I like the material, right? And so those are categories that Amazon's going to have a much more difficult time penetrating. And so there really is no one-size-fit-all solution for these fashion brands and for these retailers. But if I was a fashion retailer, such as a department store, I would really think about how can I provide a service related to, say, like high-end fashion that Amazon simply cannot do.
So more parcels coming through parcel network and through the postal network, thanks to Amazon, going filled with clothes, shoes, and who knows what else. Just talking about delivery though, Amazon's been making big noises about getting more involved in delivery, not just through the ocean freight, we've got the releasing of the aircraft, but through the last mile. Do you think Amazon's serious about it, or are they just saying that to try and drive a better deal with its partners?
Amazon is absolutely serious about it. And I was here last year for PostalVision 6.0 and gave a presentation specifically about their shipping ambitions, just as they were starting to, news and press releases were starting to trickle through. And I felt like a lot of people were in denial that are in the postal industry, who had been in the industry for 20, 30 years.
No,
it's not going to happen
in the postal sector.
And I think that everyone needs to understand, if you're a legacy player in any industry that butts up against Amazon, it's safe to assume that they're going to do something that's going to affect your business. And so I think now more than ever, postal carriers, particularly the legacy players, they need to be mindful of more innovation. They need to be mindful of being more nimble to compete with Amazon, because Amazon just moves so quickly. Rest assured, Amazon is going to invest further into shipping and delivery to carry more of its own parcels. And also, they're going to provide it as a service to third-party brands that sell on Amazon. So Amazon is essentially a logistics company at this point.
So it's going to be like the Amazon Web Services, where they've created their own platform, then start selling to others. They're going to create their own delivery platform and then let other people use it.
Yep.
Great, there you go. Nightmares ahead for the postal and parcel sector. Just before we wrap up, you've been at PostalVision2020 a couple of times now.
3 years.
3 years, and you've lived to tell the tale, as we say. What are your impressions about the conference and how it sort of contrasts with other postal and delivery events around the world?
No, John Callan, who invites me every year, I'm super appreciative of being able to rub shoulders with a lot of people who are industry veterans, who've been in the industry for 20 plus years. And I think the fact that they're bringing in analysts and people who are observers and students of the industry from the outside looking in, they're receptive to a lot of this communication and this analysis and data that I provide when I come every year. And I think that's really important. And I think that being able to foster communication from different viewpoints is really important in any industry, particularly one that's ripe for disruption. So I think that Postal Vision is doing it right by bringing together people from all points of view.
Cooper Smith from L2 Inc., thanks for joining us.
Thank you.